what's up, everybody? Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, live from Citi Field. How are you doing today? Brett, you having some trouble there? Brett, we lost Brett. He will come back in a minute. But Mets and the Rockies today. Here comes Bro. We just put him back on there. Mets and the Rockies today at Citi Field. Kodai Senga. Brett, welcome back. Welcome back. I was just telling everybody. Mets, Rockies, Citi Field. Mets winners last night. They are a season high 13 games over 500. They are winners of 5 of their last 6. They're playing better. We got Kodai Senga with a minuscule 1.46 ERA on the mound today against Antonio Senzatella. Senzatella on the mound for the Rockies.
Yeah,
he's one of
the Rockies aces.
Brett, he's 1-9 with a 6.50 ERA. The Rockies are historically bad. We're looking at 69 Mets.
No. He got to win?
Yeah, he's 1-9. Yeah, listen.
He got to win.
He's their best pitcher.
That means he is an ace.
Yeah, he's their ace.
Man, that's solid.
They are.
Yo, check it.
They have 9 wins. Brett got there early, scammed himself a Hello Kitty, went in, came back out, and still has his ticket somehow. I'm gonna meet him up there in a little bit. But what is it windy out there? It was windy just when I was coming back from lunch.
It's blowing hard, blowing real hard. I'm looking at the flags on top of the stadium right now. It's ripping, man. So I don't know which way we're looking at. I don't know if it's going to be knocking some balls down, but the wind plays havoc this time of year at Citi Field, especially around here, man.
Now,
so we're going to see. Should be an interesting day.
Now, the Rockies are, like I said, historically bad. They're not even at the 10-win mark. They're 9-48. They're basically right there around with the 62 Mets, with the 2024 White Sox, right? Was it 24?
Yep.
But whatever it was. The bad White Sox team, which is worse than the 62 Mets. They're right on par there. I mean, how do you? They don't even have 10 wins.
They're talking about them with the 1883, whoever. When you start bringing up those teams that they won, that's when you know it's bad. They're talking about teams that were real
pre-war
baseball.
Teams.
Pre-war teams are rough.
Now, obviously, the big news around the Mets has been Soto and his slumping, and we're gonna get to the lineup in a minute and everything. Soto, 2 hits last night. He hasn't been able to really string together multiple games where he has, multiple hits, or he has good games. He hasn't gone on that heater yet where he's hitting 220. So far, it's been a disaster, right? So far, I mean, it's been, and listen, and you can be upset. If you're a Mets fan, I get it. It's going to get better. He's going to be better. But you could be pissed off now because we heard nothing but great things, and now he's hitting 220, and we're in June.
But first of all, we're gonna all have to get rid of what's his average, because the rest of the year his average is if his average turns out to be anything over 280,
280, forget it. Yeah.
No, listen. By the end of the year, that means he had one of the all-time better second halves of baseball. So at this point, it's about he went 2 for 4 yesterday. He grounded into a double play in a pretty key spot late in the game, after Lindor had hit the home run. And we would have liked to have had some add-on runs at that point. But other than that, he looked good at the plate. His bat speed finally was up above 80 miles an hour, which that's been his big issue all year, is lagging back speed behind, missing pitches. It's the worst first strike rate he's ever had, where he's not recognizing early strikes and hitting them. So I feel like he's coming around. I'm not worried about average. I'm worried about, does he do another 2-hit performance today? Does he get on base 2 or 3 times? Does he come up with big hits down the stretch? I think this is the beginning of a much better Juan Soto. Is it going to be that amazing Juan Soto? I don't know.
No, I think we're already
about to get a lot better.
We're already at a point.
I don't care.
Yeah, we're already at a point this year where the numbers are probably not going to be up to par, right? Because we're already in that past the third of the season. Yeah. But he does get on base. He doesn't hit with power, but I think people have Juan Soto pegged as this big home run hitter, and he's not. He's an on-base guy. He's a speed. He's he has a good arm. He's not really a 50 home run guy. He's going to hit you 25, 30 home runs, and he's clutch. But he is clutch.
But that's what he hasn't been. That's what we've been missing. We don't care about the average. We don't care about all the other stuff. But when the RBIs lack, or when you miss when a guy's on second base or runners are in scoring position, that's where he's been, where he used to hit 3 whatever, and now he hits 110. And disparity.
He hasn't put anything together. He's hit 2 multi-home run games, right? 2 home runs in a game twice, and he does nothing after it. Right when you think it's going to get going, he goes and has an 0 for 12. Or he just had an 0 for 10 last series.
Well, even a broken clock is going to be right twice a day. I'm sorry if you're up there and you're swinging like he's swinging. You're going to, even in your biggest of slumps, run into a few balls. But it's what happened is, and why it got piled on by the fans, and what we got fed up with was, when you're in a slump, maybe you can't control that, but you can control your hustle, and you can control what you do
He
on
doesn't
defense.
hustle.
And that he did well. Or maybe he's getting the message.
Brett, he does nothing hustling. I was at the game the other day. Every single inning, he's the last one out of the dugout. He's the last one out of the dugout. He's the last one in the dugout. When he walks, it takes him 30 seconds to get to first base. He does nothing with urgency, and it just looks bad.
You can get away with that when you're hitting like crazy. You can get away with that when you're the superstar. Of course you can. But we need New Yorkers are gritty. When we're at our worst, we still wake up. We still go to work on the good days, the bad days. That's why.
Forget about New York. Nobody likes to watch these guys not hustle, making all this money to play baseball,
No,
regardless of what you think.
New Yorkers, I'm sorry, we don't like that. We are a big on all that extra stuff. We watch that New York Knicks with that Josh Hart and that Everett. And no, not this lollygagging on the field, not hustling out a ball in a clutch shot. New Mets, Yankees, not understanding what's going on. But what I have seen is that he has ticked it up a little bit.
He also does nothing with urgency, though. I think it might just be the way he is.
You're right. But
I'm telling you, watch him today when we go to the game. He's the last one out of the dugout, Brett. He's the last one going into the field every single inning.
I watched it. No, but I watched it right from spring training where he was already gaining those habits, which is where you learn that stuff. Is you are who you are. And I saw the exact same thing. That doesn't mean, listen, he also is, still in with his teammates, and they're all behind him. And it's not like he's the odd man out like everybody portrayed him to be. And look at him in the duck. That's not true at all. He's running. He's got him, and he's got his little thing that they do, and they all get back in the dugout. He's the guy who leads it. I'll give you. Listen, Juan Soto's going to be fine. All this stuff that we're talking about is something that we're going to laugh about over the next 15
Yeah, but it's okay to be pissed off now, right? He's going to be fine. Well, we just watched 3 months of shit. He can't hit. We're paying him all this money.
This is going to feel that much better when he does. Listening to all the haters and all the other stuff, I don't care about numbers. He's going to come up clutch in big spots, have big games that are going to be the reason why we win ball games. I don't care if he slumps or not the rest of the year.
He hit 3 home runs in the LCS, and it's all forgiven. I get that. That's fine.
Matter.
And that's fine.
And that's happening.
But
it's been proven. He's had a track record.
You also got to remember, none of this was going on until the Mets hit that little skid, right? That first little skid of the season when they lost, 8-10 or whatever. And nobody cares when you're winning. You're winning, okay, we'll talk about it. He's not hitting. We don't care. Mets start losing. They lost 5 of 6. They had a bad road trip, and all of a sudden, it was back to he hates the Mets. He's pissed off. His mom made him sign with the Mets. He misses sleeping with Judge. All that stuff. Everything came out.
That Yankee series timing played a lot into it.
He was garbage in the Yankee
series. And then blowing it, and then not hustling, and then all the stories that came out, which every reporter was saving in their arsenal for that series to come around, and then him skipping out on the reporters for the last minute. It was all bad.
Yeah, it was all bad. It's all bad.
And I think he realized it, and he said, "I don't even want to talk about it. There's no good words I can say that are going to make this better." He walked out, and I'm telling you, I see a change. I don't know. Are we going to get an 0 for 4 day where he walks once and scores, or are we going to get a 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a home run? That's the Juan Soto we're waiting for. That's the Juan Soto we need. But guess what? We're winning 5 of 6 without that Juan Soto.
Yeah, but we're winning 5 of 6. Look who we're playing, Brett. Even if he goes 3 for 4 today, he's going up against a guy who's 1-9 with a 6 ERA.
Good, you got to win those games.
These are the games you got to get hot on, though.
And these are the games you get right. Yes, there you go, and you're exactly right. These are the games you get right. These are the games where you make it happen in 2 and 3. And guess what? That manifests into more. When you string 3 big days together, that means you're seeing the ball, you're hitting the ball, your confidence is back, all of it. And I want to see that today out of him. I don't care about if he's the last one out of the dugout or the first one in. I want to see that confidence at the plate. I want to see him be aggressive. If they're going to start throwing him strikes early, because that's what they're doing since he's taking them, is he needs to start being aggressive early. Maybe you don't need to walk every time. Maybe we moved you back in a slot where you need to be more of a run producer instead of a get-on-base guy. So I think this is his time. I think that shift in the lineup by Mendoza, he's trying to do what he did to Lindor last year, and I see it coming. They're really coming, and I really hope that today is like another day. We're about to see it up and close,
Yeah, so now let's see. We'll go from the bad, the complaining. We don't got to complain anymore. We got 2 good things here. We got Brett Beatty. Beatty hitting .293, 5 home runs in his last 20 games since he's been called up. He's been a different player since he's come up here. He's almost done the unthinkable, which I thought was unthinkable. He's stealing the third base job from Vientos. Vientos is being platooned now lately.
No. You're not right. You're half right. He's getting the job from him, but Vientos is losing it very quickly. So Vientos is losing that job, and you're
Yeah,
right.
but
But
Beatty's hitting. He's hitting 300 here since.
No, Beatty's bat is keeping him in that lineup no matter what happens, even with lefties now, which is what I like to see because I'm not a big matchup guy. I'm a who's a hot hitter, I can hit anybody guy. But I really believe that Vientos is, his glove man. That's been a rough go, and that's been all around this defense for the Mets outside of Lindor and a few other notable guys. Has been really tough, but
So now,
I'm just glad to see Beatty in the lineup.
Listen, he's playing. I always thought you know what we're seeing here? We're seeing the minor league Brett Beatty, and that's the best. That's the best version of Brett Beatty. And then we got also going today.
I love a good Brett story. Love a good Brett story.
We got today the ace. This guy Senga Brett. He's pitching to DeGrom like numbers. He's got a under 2 ERA. He's pitched a ton of innings now, ton of strikeouts. He's pitching real well.
Let me tell you, as much as it's a Hello Kitty bobblehead day, this is as close to a Senga bobblehead because this is a Japan export. So this is a Senga Japan export bobblehead.
How much is that? How much is that thing worth? No, listen. There were people lined up.
Open market, I'd say 50 plus right now. Maybe
50. Okay, great. So here's what I was saying to my wife earlier. When we were walking, I saw a thing online where people were lining up at 10:30 this morning for a 4 o'clock first pitch, right? To get because there was only 10,000 Hello Kitties left. Now I could see. Now I'm not, and I thought
underestimated. They had
$50. Brett just said he thinks $50 in the open market. I'm not sitting somewhere for 6 hours. I'm not sitting somewhere for $500.
6 hours, Bob. I pulled up.
But everybody else sat for 6 hours just because you went and jumped the line.
That's not true. They did not. No, this is not true. So listen, now I can tell you exactly how long that line is because I was inside for that. So I went over. I pulled up I pulled up at 3 o'clock exactly. So I walked over, long line out every single entrance, but plenty of boxes there. Now, of course, I found a nice friend that I pretended was like my brother or something.
Oh, you did the Curb Your Enthusiasm talking cut.
I wanted my Hello Kitty bobblehead, and I wanted to get out and do this show. And so I went in. I got my Hello Kitty bobblehead. I went right over to the ticket guy. I go, listen, I forgot my medicine in the car. How do I get a re-entry? Because they don't let you re-enter these things. They're very strict about that.
They're playing us on the jumbotron right now, Brett. So you're not getting back in. You're not getting back in.
This needs to. No. I'm an advocate for people with disabilities at this point.
You're scamming them.
So it's no. This is a big deal. So anyway,
but for $50, are you? Let me ask you. You gonna sell it? Are you gonna sell it?
Answer to your question. No. Let me answer your question first, and that is, it would have taken you no more than 15 minutes. I'd say more like 10 minutes in line, and
you're not letting people in the ball game at 10:30. You're not letting them into the stadium at 10:30. So they have to sit there for hours before waiting for the gates to open.
If you showed up at 3 and walked over right then, and I'm telling you, only a few minutes
but there were people there at 10:30 is what I'm saying.
They're idiots. Those are called idiots. Now, if you waited for 10 minutes, you had a bobblehead
for
before.
$50. No, what are you going to do, Brett? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to sell it at the stadium today? That's your best bet. You're not selling it. What are you going to sell it on eBay?
The rest of my life, I'm not selling it. You're the only one who asked about money. This is going to be sitting right behind my shoulder for the rest of our lives as we do this. Bob, look at you. Look,
I don't want it. I don't want one. If I get one, which I won't because I'm going to get there late.
It's good.
I'm going to get there late, so I won't get one. But if I had one, I'd sell it because there's always someone on the stairs that going up to the subway after the game looking to buy a ticket, looking to buy the giveaway.
You think you have this right now, but what I'm thinking is everybody else on this that's listening right now, all the people across, Queens, they're like, "How this is just jealousy pouring itself out."
I don't think they are. I think it's a hyped up thing. I don't think anybody cares. I don't think anybody wants it. Your best bet is to go to downtown Flushing and try and sell it later in the day.
Listen, they're selling them for 3 cents outside the ballpark. That's
terrible. No, there's gonna be guys. I'm telling you, there's gonna be guys in the subway when I'm walking up the stairs after the game today. There's gonna be guys offering $20 for it. That's where I would sell it. That's where I would sell it.
There's the haves and the have-nots.
Even the have-nots are sitting online for $50. All right, so we got.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. Yeah, because you're the haves, and the haves always catch a good break when. But either way. But anyway, we got the Mets lineup. We got the lineup for today. Lindor, shortstop leading off. Nimmo out in left, hitting second. Soto in the third slot. Alonso behind him. Beatty hitting fifth. Young is in
two.
this lineup every day now. DH.
That's fine, but you want Beatty at 2.
Tyrone
I
Taylor
don't know. Lefty,
is the seventh hitter.
Oh.
McNeil in second base, and Alvarez back behind the plate, hitting ninth, and Senga on the mound. What do you think of the
I
lineup,
like
Brett?
Beatty at 2, but they can't do it because it goes lefty, lefty, lefty.
And Nimmo's at Nimmo. Nimmo
so
doesn't have a spot in this lineup.
But it's going to go lefty, lefty, lefty with Nimmo anyway. I like Beatty at 2. I like no. Now it doesn't make sense to me because I like
Beatty's
Beatty.
hitting though. Beatty's
I don't
hitting.
know why. I know he is, but Lindor, Beatty, Soto, Alonso, that's a solid thing. And then you can start sticking in either Vientos or Nimmo or whoever you want at 5.
And they can say all they want about Soto.
Nimmo's not. We didn't talk about Nimmo, how he's not playing that.
Nimmo has had a great year,
now.
but
he's
because
he's hurt. He's hurt.
It's because he comes up to that God song. Lindor is the best player on this team.
I don't think it's
Lindor's the best player on the team, right? Hands down. He's putting together Hall of Fame numbers career now the last couple of years. Lindor is the best player on this team. Forget about Soto right now. Lindor led us last year. He's leading us this year.
Is he on track to be like one of the all-time great Mets, like all-time?
Yes. Lindor, absolutely. Like who? Like Piazza, Strawberry, David Wright. David Wright.
For him to be that, like he has to win a World Series.
No, he doesn't. None of those guys won World Series except for Strawberry. Piazza didn't win a World Series. David Wright didn't win a World Series.
I think he's I think he's beyond, and I don't know. Is there a beyond Piazza? Like, do you see Keith and
no, there's not beyond Piazza.
Beyond? No.
He's not beyond Piazza. Piazza's a first ballot Hall of Famer, the best hitter ever at his position. Lindor is not that yet. Lindor is not that. Lindor is.
No, I don't believe that. No, this is the beginning of. So I don't even listen. He's put some years in already.
Well, who do you compare Lindor with? Like a. Like maybe like
for me. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it's
he's
hard.
Got to be that good. No, because the Mets have never had superstars.
Ozzie Smith.
Like that. That's the thing is.
No, because he's a better hitter. He's a better hitter than Ozzie Smith. Cal Ripken, maybe.
If you're stretching it out to that's who you start talking about, hitting and defense.
Cal
combined.
Ripken, like a Cal Ripken type player.
But he's actually pushing closer. If you look at the numbers and what he really might do, you could start talking almost A-Rod-ish numbers.
No. A-Rod's got 700 home runs, bro. A-Rod's one of the greatest hitting hitters ever. Lindor is not one of the greatest hitting hitters ever. No, don't say A-Rod. That's going way too much. It's like a Cal Ripken, Omar Vizquel type of player. He's not A-Rod.
How good at offense and how good he is at defense.
He's not anywhere near. He's not anywhere near offense or defense with A-Rod. Nowhere near. A-Rod's miles ahead of him. In both offense and defense.
Whatever. Say Lindor hits 30 home runs for the next 7 years.
Yeah, how many home runs did he hit last year? How many home runs does he hit? He hits 20 home runs a year, Brett. A-Rod hit 40 every year.
Lindor will be hitting 30 home runs a year.
You're wrong. He's already like 30-some years old. You're wrong. But anyway.
There are not many. But Bob, we just had a lot of trouble trying to name any shortstops or really any players that are that good on defense and that good on offense. Let me tell you, he's in a very rare category today.
Is he? Forget about the. Okay, take away the championships. Take away the championships. Is he Jeter? Is he Jeter? Take away the championships.
That's
obviously.
That's the one.
Jeter. Is he? He might get 3,000 hits, right? Lindor, I can see him getting 3,000. He's not going to get 500 home runs though.
He's got to win the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, and we're going to get slaughtered for saying Jeter, but I said take away the championships just as a ball player, the numbers.
No. You can't even. I believe nobody can be compared until you. No, because it's all postseason numbers too that you're like nobody's ever touching that. If he does though, if all of a sudden over the next 5 postseasons, that's what I'm saying is.
What about
saying now?
Barry Larkin? Barry Larkin.
Yeah, but
he's better than Barry Larkin, right?
Yeah, he is. He is. I just don't see that. I see it more as a New York comparison. How important is he? And it's going to be if he goes and has 5 awesome postseasons, which is likely in that lineup, because I know we're all worried now about Soto.
He's not going to win 6 world championships, though. He's not going to.
No, singular. No. With what's going on with the Dodgers and the Yankees and all the other good teams in baseball, you're going to be lucky to get 1 over the next 6-7 years. One.
He's the best leadoff hitter in baseball. He's the best leadoff hitter in baseball, and he's been hitting. And he's had a great year last year. Great year this year.
It's like he's got so many different good things. It's like you can't compare him because like you can't be like, oh, he's like Ricky Henderson. Nothing like Ricky Henderson. He's nothing like A-Rod. He's nothing like Jeter. He's like Lindor, and that's the best part.
Yeah,
He's
but
like just
I mean,
Lindor,
A-Rod's
man.
one of the top
No,
5 all-time players,
but
right? It just is what it is.
No, switch hitting, some power, unbelievable top 2 in the league, shortstops. That's a pretty. As I'm telling you. We stack on 5 more years of this, and you're going to look.
Oh, he's got.
At a
That's what I say. He's on track to be a Hall of Famer, but I'm not putting him up there with
I think he's
those guys.
close. I think he's up there with right up, and it's going to be him, Piazza, the greats of the greats.
Yeah. Of course, I think you could name him. I think when it's all said and done, you'll probably be able to name him in the conversation with Piazza. I agree with that. I
think he's going to be everything we wanted David Wright to be, and if we had a healthy David Wright. That's
the first smart thing you've said so far today. That's it. That's the first smart thing.
I got here. So all that matters is we got here.
So anyway, I'm gonna get going, Brett, because you get in there, get our seats. Wait. Yeah, it's pretty clear and evident that you've been drinking today. The Mets, Mets, Rockies. Mets go for the first 2 of the series against the god awful Rockies. Kodai Senga goes for a 6th win. Mets, Rockies coming up at 4:00, Brett. Then you know what we got tonight? Game number 6, New York Knicks and
Knicks and 7.
The Pacers.
Knicks and 7.
So I'm gonna get to the field. I'm gonna get to the stadium, Brett. I'm gonna be there in the probably bottom of the first, top of the second. We'll talk to everybody later. Don't forget we got Knicks coming up tonight. We'll definitely have something on that. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.